Alright guys, in today's video we're going to cover dropshipping, and this is going to be the beginning of a series for dropshipping. So we're going to cover the very basics or the essentials, and then we're going to move on from there. So this whole series is going to be geared towards beginners. If you guys are beginning or just brand new to dropshipping and want to learn more about it, make sure to subscribe. And with that, let's get started. Essentially what you're doing is you're setting up an online store and looking for a supplier that has the products that you want to sell. And you want to advertise those products to a specific group of people that you think would purchase. And when somebody buys the product, you get the money that they give you. So for example, if you buy the product from the supplier for $1 and you charge the customer $10, you're going to get those $10 and pay for the product, and then have the supplier ship the product directly to the customer's house. So you don't have to worry about anything. You don't really have to touch it. Just make sure that you send the product over to the correct address. Essentially, you're just telling your supplier where to send the product to when somebody purchases it. So this eliminates the risk of having to buy in bulk. And since you're not doing that, you're able to test multiple products and just different types of products without having that risk. It's pretty much for everyone, but especially if you're limited in resources, if you don't have the capital to do it, or if you don't have the space, if you don't have a warehouse to store all your inventory, dropshipping is perfect for you. Apart from that, if you enjoy sitting in the computer all day and just working from the computer, then you're gonna enjoy dropshipping. You don't have to scout for a warehouse. You don't have to get customers or employees. You do have to get customers, not employees. Well, at first you don't, because you get started all by yourself, and as you grow, you are able to expand and so forth. So it's really easy to scale this business up, but I don't wanna get too ahead of myself. I'll talk about scaling in another video. I just don't want to get too ahead of myself. I would highly recommend that you have an idea of who you want to sell to, have an idea of your target audience. For example, if you know you want to get into the gaming industry, you know that your target audience is going to be gamers. So that's a good thing to know before you even start your store, because it lets you look for a product with that in mind. Because if you don't have an ideal target audience, if you don't know who you want to sell to, you're just going to be looking for random products. It's not the end of the world if you don't do that. You could obviously look for the product first and then find the audience. It's just a little bit harder that way. This is why I recommend to first have an idea of who you want to sell to and then find a product for that audience. A good place to start would be start with your hobbies. What are you into? What are you passionate about? That usually leads to a fun business, because you start working on something that you truly enjoy and it just becomes fun, and that shows through your work, and the customers see that you're passionate about what it is that you're selling. So start off with a hobby. If you don't have one, then something that interests you, a potential hobby. Maybe you're looking to get into something. Maybe you wanted to try something or learn about something, and they have a community for that. So you could probably try that route, or try to solve a problem for a particular community. Or if you are well knowledge in a specific community, that would be a good start for your ideal target audience. So start off with what you know or what you're interested in, and if you don't have any interest, or if you feel like your interests aren't going to cut it, then you want to go ahead and just look for the product and then find the niche. But highly recommend that you start with the audience first and then find the product for that audience. In here, we pretty much have two websites that we're going to be using for finding suppliers. That's going to be AliExpress and DHgate. Now, I know some of you guys heard of Alibaba, but that's more for wholesale. So if you guys are selling in Amazon, if you're ordering in bulk, then you want to go that route. But since we're not going to be ordering in bulk, we're going to order one at a time. We're going to be using AliExpress and DHgate to fulfill the orders. So this is the fun part, and this is the easiest part, would be setting up your store. It doesn't matter what platform you use, just use one and stick with it. Personally, I've been using Shopify since 2014. It's worked fine for me, and that's what I've been using, and that's what I'm gonna continue using unless something changes. For now, I only see myself using Shopify. And like I said, it doesn't matter who you go with. You could go with Squarespace, Big Cartel, whoever you want. It doesn't matter, but I personally like Shopify. Marketing, that is the hardest part of the store. This is where most people fail. This is where a lot of people give up. If you do it right, this is what could take you to the next level. The way that you drive traffic to your store, you have a couple of options. You could do some basic marketing with platforms like, well, not basic, but you could do marketing with platforms like Google ads, Facebook ads, Snapchat ads, or you could use something a little bit different. Well, not a platform, but you could use influencer marketing. And what that is you're basically telling somebody or paying somebody to promote your product, to give you a sort of a shout out. In here, you pretty much got two options. You could either do it manually or automatic, which I would highly recommend. Use something like Overload. This is an extension that you add to Shopify and it fulfills the orders for you. But if you don't have access to this extension or you don't want to use it, you could do things manually by just copying the person's address, name, and the product that they wanted, and then pasting it over on the store like AliExpress or DHgate and purchasing the product. So you're essentially just grabbing all the information that you receive from your store and then placing the order on AliExpress or DHgate or whatever platform that you're using. Then the supplier fulfills the order and ships it to the customer, and that's it. Now, some of the drawbacks about this is the shipping times. They're not the fastest shipping times. It could take anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on a couple of things, specifically in border protection and customs, or customs and border protection. I honestly forgot how to say it, but and that's one of the reasons that it takes forever, or it takes 4 weeks to get to somebody in the US. It's because the package is being inspected and it takes a while to get to the customer's house. But in other cases, people receive it in 2 weeks. So that's one of the biggest drawbacks. Another thing is that people just assume that it's easy. They try to just pick a random product, slap a name on it, and start advertising and then complain because it doesn't sell. But honestly, you want to create a brand. That is the best way to go about drop shipping. You can't really just grab a product, put a name on it, and just advertise it and hope you get sales. You want to create some sort of brand, some sort of lifestyle around that product that makes people want to purchase it, because we're pretty far on in drop shipping. Don't get me wrong, it's not over, it's not close to over, but we're pretty far along on this. I mean, I've been doing this since 2014. Back when I started, it was actually easier. You could get away with just grabbing a random product, putting your name on it, and advertising it, because not that many people knew about AliExpress, or not that many people shopped there, and there wasn't as much competition for drop shipping as there is today. But don't worry, I mean, you could still break through, you could still make tons of money. You just have to be able to stand out, or you just have to stand out. You have to put in that extra work. And this is why I recommend that you guys go with something that you're passionate about, because that extra effort is definitely gonna show, as opposed to somebody who's just in it for the money, or who's just in it to get a quick buck. Please guys, do something that you're passionate about. That's honestly like my biggest tip ever, would be do something that you're passionate about for your dropshipping store. You're gonna have tons of fun and you're gonna make money. And I would highly recommend that you avoid some of the gurus online that try to show you how to make money fast. Honestly, most of the time, these people are just scamming other people. So make sure you pay close attention on who you're learning from. Even if it's me, pay close attention to every little detail. I would hate for you guys to follow somebody who's just scamming people, because it makes you lose hope, or it makes you feel like, yeah, this is just a scam, nobody's doing it, but there's actually people doing it. So I would pay close attention to who I'm learning from. All right guys, so I covered some of the basics, or as basic as I could. I honestly didn't even know how to end this video. I'm just fucking talking. It's pretty much gonna sound dumb as fuck. I'm just talking and talking. But all right guys, thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, or if there's things that I missed, or other things that you would want me to talk about, make sure to leave your comment down below. And like I said, I'm gonna be making more videos to add to this series. What I want to do is make this free course where I teach you guys just the basics, or the fundamentals of creating a dropshipping store, and then you guys build on from there, because the basics don't change. At least I feel like they don't change. It stays the same throughout every store. It's just how you go about marketing that really affects the outcome of your store, or the results. So that's pretty much it for today guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.